Well, it's no secret that we mlbb fans like a really good teamfight. In fact, frequently the quality of the game is defined by the teamfight within that game. A very exciting teamfight can make the game godlike that everybody want to go back and watch over and over again. Have you seen that game between Echo and Blacklist? People say, yeah, that is right. Usually that is defined by the very teamfight alone. That is right, and today we're going to do an anatomy of Team Echo versus RSG Philippines to show some textbook team fights, to show you every single element involving how to win a team fight, starting from why you want to do a team fight, when you should do a team fight, the objective elements of it, to the setup of a team fight and the execution of a team fight. Those three elements will actually define a well-rounded team fight and help your team win in the next North America Challenger Tournament, or maybe even this North America Challenger Tournament in Vegas. So without further ado, guys, let's quickly jump into today's analysis between Echo and RSG. A very, very, very good game that I gotta say. It went all the way to 3 games. RSG Philippines, it's always a good game, good team actually. Even when we were in Jakarta and screaming this team, I gotta say, this team, it surprised me by how good they are. But let's take a look at the first team fight, which is around 2 minutes at a turtle. You can see at this point, RSG does caught a kill on Sanford on the top side, so they do have a little bit of advantage walking in, but Echo wasn't rushing it, right? For all this time before the team fight, let's take a look. First objective is a turtle, right? Echo wants a turtle, and that's something they want to take from the other side. So you have a clear reason why you want to engage in the team fight. Number 2 is the setup. Is the setup ready at this point? The answer is no, because Sanford is not here. And I've mentioned frequently that Kartizi or any good team jungle will usually wait for the EXP lane to make into the turtle before they engage on anything. Now, over here, they have something like Lancelot, which helps secure objective really well with a skill 2, with a Phantom Execution, right? So they have a lot of leverage on this turtle. They can threaten this turtle, but they're not really engaging on it. Why? Because they have to wait for Sanford to arrive. And that's the setup, right? That's the win condition. Once Sanford arrives, you can see once Sanford get closer to the turtle, and now Sanford said, I'm ready. You can see exactly when Yaoi jumps in flicker ults, that's when Sanford's ultimate comes in as well, because Sanford probably give the signal, my dragon is coming. Okay, that sounds actually a little bit weird. But yeah, Sanford was coming in. And sure enough, the exact moment when Sanford used ultimate, you can go back and rewatch on the minimap. Sanford take a pause right here, right? The pause is because the animation of the ultimate alone. And you can see from over here, this dot right here, that's his ultimate, and you can see the dot will go away immediately when Yaoi goes, see, right here, Sanford ults, right? The dot goes away, and then that's when Yaoi dash in, flicker, ults. That's the setup, and then it comes down to Yaoi. Oh, we have everybody ready. We have our EXP laner. Our jungle is ready to come in as well. Execute. And that's a good team fight. And immediately after that, they take down enemy jungle, and then they go to the turtle. They secure the first turtle, and they take the first win of this team fight. Very, very good. And I want everybody to watch every single team fights in all the other clips I'm going to show from the lenses of the 3 elements, right? Number 1, what's the objective? Why do we want this to take this fight? Number 2 is the setup of the team fight. Number 3 is execution, okay? So again, let's take a look at this. I didn't mute. Let's take a look at this turtle right here. Obviously, it's a second turtle, and a turtle is the objective, right? And Echo is using this objective to bait enemy team into the team fight. Let's take a look of everybody's position. Right here, you can see that Yaoi is hiding in this bush. He has the flicker, he has ultimate, he has everything ready. Everyone on the team, except for Benny Cutie, who's not here. Benny Cutie is all the way on the bottom side. Everybody else is here, ready to team fight, and they have everything ready. Petrify, flicker, retreat, right? Everyone has everything available at their arsenal. And now they're waiting Sanford as the black dragon that goes in, because this guy's completely immune to quad control. And at this point, he's pretty tanky to soak up a lot of the skills. And sure enough, upon Sanford using ultimate, and now he's baiting, and now you have Yaoi flickered in. He trying to get enemy jungle with the ultimate. Unfortunately, he didn't get it rad. He actually ulted somebody else, but that's the execution. There was a mistake on execution. Nonetheless, still won the turtle, because that's exactly how they planned it and how they execute it. Right here, you can see Senji go in and follow up the kill, right? Pretty straightforward. right here, Cartesi was initially chasing light, right? Was initially chasing light. Check it out. So here, wait. He was not chasing light. He was chasing Xrd, right? And then when light jumps in, and Irad was chasing Sunji, look what he does. Instead of keep on fighting this over here, like a lot of North America teams would, this guy immediately backs away to Sanford, and Sanford goes to Irad. Irad, I don't know how to pronounce the name properly. All three of the people immediately retreated and go to the other target. And that's the execution, one element of the execution called target focus. I mentioned frequently in my previous analysis of MPL or any team fight of that matter. It's very important for the entire team to focus on one target and one target at a time and then move on to the second target. And you will see exactly how Echo executed that in today's analysis. So that's another team fight, right? Waiting for the setup, they have an objective, and they're leveraging the objective to bait out the fight. And once the enemy come in, they can make a decision whether to go for the fight or go for the objective. It depends how low the objective really is, but they're always using the objective to threaten. So let's take a look at over here. Number one is the objective. What is the objective? The Lord is ready on the map, right? Now you have a clear objective on the map to be contested. The number two thing now is how do you set it up, right? You know, is my team even contesting this objective, right? Or do we leverage this Lord to bait out and go split push at the side? Or do we use the Lord to bait out and do some Benny QT style and end the game? Or do we actually fight this Lord? Use the Lord as a bait and then go to 5v5 enemy team. How far ahead are we on items and gold? In this case, they're only 3,000 gold, which is not that much because you have to split this among the teams, which means everybody's like one tiny item ahead. It's not that much, right? So Yaoi is going to go ahead and proxy the Lord. Just delay it, right? Because the setup is not ready. The entire team is pouring towards the Lord that they're trying to prepare for the setup, but the setup is not ready. So he's just buying time. Now, was Cartesi in? Was the entire team setting up? Sunji on the side. You have Benny QT on over here. Yaoi is setting up into this bush. They're opening up the map and getting vision and getting ready for the setup, for the execution, right? Now, Cartesi is going to be the bait because that's usually how they set it up. With the setup come the game plan of the setup, right? How do you plan to do this team fight? Frequently right now in Mobile Legends, because the jungle tank meta is going to be the jungle front line, you can see the only one shown on the map for the entire side of Echo is pretty straightforward. Everybody else is hiding this bush using this formation, and they're able to support Cartesi at any time, you know? Whenever Cartesi needs help, all four of them is able to jump in and help out because all four of them are surrounding him. The setup is, the game plan is the bait Cartesi, and once Cartesi bait out the position of crucial targets or bait out the crucial skills, let's say an Atlas ultimate, let's say a Franco ultimate, that's when the rest of the team pour in and funnel the enemy backline or execute whatever target that they decide to kill. Let's take a look. Cartesi is going to be the person who bait out, right? He's continued baiting it out, right? Doesn't matter. He's just baiting out the position, all right? They saw light coming in, looking to engage, so they don't want to jump in that position anymore. They decided that's not the position I want to go in. And also at the same time, Yaoi has now moved to the side of the map. Now let's go back to watch it one more time. See Yaoi engage from the bottom right side. One more time, right? Look at a macro rotation from the minimap. Look at over here, right? Look at Yaoi. He's gonna rotate to this side, open up this side of the map. At the same time, the entire team's rotating like a clock, right? It's all going at the exact same location. Let's take a look. See, Yaoi now moving to the right, right? And then all the team, every single member is moving towards the bottom right corner. And just when he saw Nath, right? The person that posed threat to the team, use the mask, come in, get Nath, every single one. Sanford, Sanji, you have Jungler, right? Cartesi, and Benny QT, everyone all dunk on the exact same target. The target focus is very clear. Did you see Sanford go on somebody else? No. Do you see Sanji go on somebody else? No. But at the same time, after they kill this guy, you will see Sanford start chasing the enemy backline marksman, which is Iman, right? Let's take a look. So once they go on here, Sanford realized, you can see he took a turn, immediately went on the backline here. Because they already killed Nath, and they thought it was a win. But this is where you want to give credit to RSG Philippines, because this is why this team is able to take the game to full 3 games. This team also understands how to team fight, how to target focus really well. So it's 2 really powerful teams going against each other, which makes this game really enjoyable to watch. You can see the moment Sanford jumped on E-Man, right, in the back, Every single one, including Arad, including Light, including Xord, all went back. Forget about the Lord. Let's kill Sanford first. You know, the target focus is insane. Everybody came back. Look at this. And you got to kill Sanford. The target focus is very, very clear, straightforward, and on point. And that is exactly how you should execute every single team fight. Now, obviously, sometimes depends on who engage first, who engage better. You might have a different results. But this type of team fight is really enjoyable to watch because there's not too many mistakes. It's just two teams doing the right thing, and the winner comes on top, you know? But nonetheless, let's win back to watch the good execution from both sides. First is Yaoi rotating towards the bottom right bush, open up the map, and decide to engage on Nath. Activate a mask, you see mask right here being activated, and with the mask immediate ultimate, every single one of Echo go onto this person, kill him first, and now Sanford is trying to move on to the marksman to push him away for his team to buy room onto the Lord, frankly. But the entire side of RSG Philippines is really disciplined as well. They come back and they find a target kill onto Sanford. Very, very well executed. And I love to watch that kind of team fight. Now, let's watch another team fight right here. Again, Echo versus RSG. The best game to watch team fights, frankly, right? Let's first take a look at the objective. The objectives is the Lord, right? Step number one's pretty clear. They have no vision, everyone, because all good teams, all crucial members usually hide themselves on the minimap, right? Either side, you can see from the break from the middle of the map. On the minimap, it's really hard to notice, right, where the enemy are, right? On the bottom side, Sanford is completely hiding. Everybody's hiding because good teams, again, like to hide themselves instead of like the current NA teams who like to roam around an open map. It's really cringe, but yet that's what's happening. So I recommend teams to stop doing that kind of cringe stuff. Let's take a look. First, when Light start jumping in, Senji start moving away, right? Nath actually accidentally executed ultimate. I don't know what that is all about. But it doesn't mean that Echo just walk around and doing random stuff like monkeys, right? Again, now you have a clear objective. The second thing is the setup. What is the setup? Waiting, number one, for the EXP player Sanford to arrive before the team fight begins, right? Number two, setup, you have Yaoi open up the position, looking for a crucial member from the enemy side. That can be the enemy jungler, that can be the enemy marksman, it can be many, many different things. And in this case, he's looking for an opportunity. The opportunity hasn't surfaced yet, but that also means he's gonna hide himself to wait for the prime opportunity. He's not gonna rush, right? So Yaoi is gonna camp in the bush, and the entire team's waiting for Yaoi to engage. And now he saw Nath, right, roaming around. He doesn't see this guy, but he want to get Nath first. Activate the mask, start rushing in. Let's see what happens here, right? Goes in, find Nath. Unfortunately, what I didn't know is other people like hiding in the bush, and then RSG actually try to turn around the team fight. In fact, they will find quite a bit of damage here. But it is Echo, you know, who go around and find 2 kills. Because they find Xord and then eventually turn around and find a kill on Light. So let's go back and analyze this in details, right? Let's first take a look. Yaoi engage, the setup's ready, and now the execution, right? He want to get Nath, right? Pretty straightforward. He goes in, he flicker, he ults this person, he move backwards. Entire side damage, all dump onto Nath. And you will see everyone dump onto Nath. I want to play this in slow motion. You will see how clear, well, I didn't mean to lower the resolution. That was, sometimes it's really hard to maneuver this type of stuff. Okay, so let's lower the speed. Look, once the engage on Nath comes in, Senji, Benny, look who they're attacking, okay? I want you to watch this very, very carefully. So they all goes in. Senji will dash in. Even Sanford, it goes in onto Nath, right? And Senji, they ignore. Well, actually, go on Light at this point, right? Probably the call was on Light because Sanford is on it. Look, they ignore Nath, and every single one of them decided to go on Light. That's the shot call. That's the target. Let's go on Nath, right? Look, Senji goes on him. Benny goes on him. Everybody goes on him. They get Light. Meanwhile, you have Sanford in the back harassing everybody, try to push him away. And look, now the target is going to be who? It's going to be Nath, right? So everybody's focused on Nath. They dodge the skills, right? Because individually, they're really good players. So dodge a skill from Kagura, right? And after that, guess what? After the kiting finish, let's go back in and find the next target. And at this point, the call is either Xord or Nath, right? You can see now Benny flicker forward. The very characteristic Benny move, right? Goes up, find a kill onto Exhort, and now the target becomes light. All three of them go into this bush. Senji flickers in, and you can see Sanford ignore Nath and go on light, right? Go on the Kufra. Very, very clear execution, clean execution. Why? Because they had one target as a team always. And that's what makes this team fight so enjoyable to watch, right? Because it's not like there's a random target everybody goes onto. Again, I like to diss our own region because our region got to learn this. All right, look, engage onto Nas, right? They did damage on it, but now the engage was on the back line, and Senji, Benny ignored Nath, and everybody, including Yaoi, was all start running up because they have to focus on one target at once, and that's a shot call. That's how the practice, that's the muscle memory is. Right afterwards, everybody goes back to focus on light, and then focus on exert and focus on light, and they get 2 kills. Very straightforward. Meanwhile, at the same time, on Lore side, the only reason Cartesi didn't join this fight, because Lore was low enough, he was trying to go, to jump this backline fight, but he sees Arad coming into this Lord. So he decided to stay around, but everybody else was focused on one target and one target at once. And that's something that people just have to learn. The target focus, the execution of the target focus is absolutely flawless. Now, next team fight, one more time. The objective is a Lord, right? I want you to focus on RSG Philippines this time. They understand that at this point, that Echo is 10,000 gold ahead, That's a lot of gold. Even though this is 60 minutes in, but that's still a lot of gold because the total gold right now is 51K to 41K. What does that mean? If the losing side gold has not exceeded 60,000 gold, that means right now somebody on average to carry is about 1 full items ahead. And that's a huge difference. Echo at this point is really far ahead. And RSC knows this, right? Because they can easily see the gold differences while they're in game. So they didn't force the Lord, right? They know the Lord is something they have to contest, a 17-minute Lord. But instead, everybody's ready in position. Look at the minimap, right? And they want to break one bush at a time as a team. And the first bush they're breaking is this bush. They have no vision in this bush. I don't know how many people is in here. But look at what they did. When Light jumps in, everybody start rushing up, right? Because they don't know who's in it, but they're going to follow up no matter what. And look, because what they did, because of this clean execution, target focus, and the follow-up, the engage and the follow-up from the team, right? The communication is flawless because the team executed before Light even went in. You can see this engage right here, right? Light was trying to go in, and the moment Light jumps, look at the entire team goes in at the same time. That means Light is calling and team is following up, right? Watch this, right? So the team is rushing up when Light is jumping in, right? So that's something that's really, really good. And that's something that people need to learn, the communication of aspect of the execution, right? The tank will have to shot call. And look, right here, when Sanford jumps in onto E-Man one more time, the entire team backs away from the frontline team fights and focus onto Sanford. Right? The target focus is just the next level. Everybody backs away and everybody try to focus on Sanford, right? Now, I actually accidentally screwed up and now I lost the clip, right? But you saw what happened. It's just really, really clean. RSG Philippines and Echo both executed really well. Let's take a look at one last team fight. Again, all because of objectives. Right? Number one thing is objectives. The Lord is up. It just came out. Now it'll come down to setups. Right? What is the setup? For Echo, let's take a look. Again, Carl T is going to be the one on it. Everybody else looking for position to hide and bait. Right? Look. Maybe Benny Cutie is helping a little bit. This is 21 minutes. And then 64 to 55. They're still about 10,000 gold ahead. 8,000 gold to be exact. 8.3K. But it's not over 60K yet from losing side. So they're still about like an item ahead. It hasn't changed much, But now Yaoi, look, he's walking out. And by the way, they saw 2 people on top. That's why they're bursting this Lord. They saw that Nath and then Beatrix on top side. They're like, no, our setup now is just burst this Lord, right? See this? Our setup now is burst this Lord. Why? 2 people on top. Clean execution. Basic stuff. The Echo is doing really well. Muscle memory, right? Here, Yaoi got a position onto the Kufra. Guess what happens? Everybody else dropped the Lord, including Cartiz. You will see him immediately drop the Lord. Benny dropped the Lord. Sanford goes in. You will always see Yaoi ults at the same time Sanford ults, right? He can be on the backline harassing, he can be focused on the same target. There are two things that EXP lane can do. That's a little bit more versatile based on the EXP laner discretion. But the rest of the team, the damage dealers, will all focus on the same target. Watch. Right? Screw the Lord. Kyle T is in the front, focusing on the tank. Everybody else doing the exact same thing. And then afterwards, they go on the Lord and they kill the Lord, right? And look at this. Meanwhile, all at the same time, you don't find a position onto the marksman and start going to the marksman. Right? Because you want to make sure that E-Man didn't do any damage in team fights at all. Meanwhile, on the frontline team fights, Echo is screwing up everybody. Right? So it's an easy 1-2-3 trade to the favor of team side of Echo. And they won this game after that. One more time. Starting the execution, right? Before, let's take a look. Right now, Echo has no vision whatsoever. They kind of know Kagura's in this bush because Sanford went in. Look. He just came out of it, right? He was inside of the bush. He saw the umbrella comes in. What does it tell you? That means there are people here in this bush. He expected that. The reason he retreated is because he's worried about Kufra jumping in with Flicker and an entire team dumping on him because they don't know where these two are, right? They don't know where the marksman is. They don't know where the Arlot is. They're really, really good, right? Immediate reaction. I don't want to get engaged on them. EXP lane, I have a really important job to do. Let's back away. So Sanford decided to back away from this. But right now they have no vision. They don't know exactly who's in this bush. They don't know. They just know Kagura's in that bush, but they don't know anybody else, right? So they started setting up because they have the objective. Look, no one else is helping. Everybody else is hiding, right? Sanford's not helping. Senji's not helping. They're hiding they're trying to hide in some bushes. But the moment they saw Beatrix and Arla start doing this lane, watch. Right? Look, the moment they saw Beatrix and Arla on the lane, because the minimap, entire side of Echo just start dumping on this Lord. They're like, let's do this Lord. That's 5 versus 3 right here. We have to do this Lord, right? But then when Yaoi finally engaged, fuck the Lord. The call is the tank. Kill the tank, right? After they kill the tank, guess what they do, right? Kill Arad, kill this guy, right? The target was then, they hold off on Lord. Nobody was attacking Lord the whole time. After they kill the tank, they start moving, look, very, very patient and moving away. Now they want to execute it because this guy moved away, right? They can do the damage, enough damage to burst it down. Right? The call was do the objective, and now back to target focus. Very, very clean execution from Echo. And I just want to say that where is this, right? Where is this on NACT? Why is other team not learning this? Why the rest of the MPL not learning this? Very, very straightforward. And I think NA, we have more excuses because NA really is hard, right? Everybody has work. They don't have a lot of time to grind. But in MPL, like when you're doing this as a profession, this is a very basic discipline I think every team should have because make the game so enjoyable to watch. And that's exactly, whoa, look at the lifestyle, what Team Echo and Team RSG has demonstrated here in this game. I really wish everybody learned this because this is so clean and it's so good to watch in every single aspect. Now they just killed this guy and ended the game. The setup, the objectives, right? Use objective bait, but after people took the bait to jump in, then with the objective, they come to the setup, right? The setup is, if somebody shows up, follow my ultimate, Yaoi says, and after I get somebody, you guys go kill him, right? That's a setup. Execution is the actual gameplay, right? It's what you see within the game, on the caster's desk, right? In the broadcast, which makes everything so exciting. And that's, focus on one target at once, 2 people, and now focus on the next person. The objectives, the execution, the objectives, which is, what you need to fight for. Number 2 is the setup, right? Okay, do we wait? Do we bait? Do we do it? That's the setup. Number 3 is execution, right? How do we execute this team fight, right? After we have the game plan, do it, right? And execution frequently come from the shot call of the tank player, the roamer. They have a lot of responsibility to actually step up their game. And I hope a lot of people watching this really learn what Echo is doing here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not easy to be the best. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of hard work. But I believe with dedication, with determination, everybody can be the best. All you have to do is watch this video over and over again and learn how Echo execute a clean team fight. Use that in your game. Practice your game with a cautious decision. What is the objective? How do we set it up? Let's execute. With that, Sunday signing off. Make sure to join NACD Grand Finals. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.